You are now listening to a Doc Martin production.
Get those nerds! Frackin' nerds!
They say the meek will inherit the earth. We say the nerds are already in control. Welcome to the Frackin' Nerds, episode number 285. I'm your host, Doc Martin, and joining me, I don't know, let's see, where do we start? Well, he's in the locker room, so that's where, let me tell you, this is the guy who, he will send a can of cola to you if you will talk about it. That's our own Joshua on the East Coast. Hi, Joshua.
Yeah. Well, he was doing soda reviews, and I was like, you know what? You got to try some of this Hispanic fucking sodas that we try in the Bronx that you probably never heard of. And he was like, yeah, I've never heard of it. And he lives in New Jersey, which I thought was fucking hilarious.
So he's not far from you, and he'd never tried it.
True story, though. I sent the sodas out on a Friday. He got them the next day.
Wow.
That's how I was bugging out.
I thought the mail was not doing that well recently.
Well, when it's across the bridge, I guess they can do it, no problem.
Okay.
But yes, I'm back. I know you people missed me hearing Doc do his Eric Cartman voice version of me, so I'm back.
I'm too busy to do things, so I can't come this way over here. So
yeah, no, I have to do work because I get paid. You know.
I don't feel like I'm far off from that voice, am I? No, it was almost right there.
No, it's me impersonating you, impersonating me.
No, I think I was pretty close. And then the guy who is now craving the hunt for the toys out there, it's our own Chris Class. Hello, Chris.
There we go. Thank you so much. When we recorded a couple weeks back and you gave me that, you critiqued what I needed to do. I got on Xbox and I was talking to some buddies, and I had a buddy. He was like, all right, man, I got to give you some criticism. I was like, oh shit, I'm getting like bombarded with that. But I'm glad I did by episode 2 of Craving the Toy Hunt with Chris Class, because that's the new name. He gave me some criticism, and I've kind of tightened it up. It's not as long. I'm trying to keep it down to under 15 minutes on my new Toy Hunt episodes, and trying to. I think you and I were talking. You may have given me the suggestion of doing the American Picker style thing, where I say how much I spent.
Yep.
And what the current average eBay sold price is. And I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on it. So
that's showing up in episode 3?
That showed up in episode 2.
Oh, you did that in episode 2.
I did that in episode 2, and but it was very I did some very cheesy shit where it looked like I took my own photography and I put the little sound bite of camera. It was very, very cheesy. Episode 3 is probably the best episode I did, whereas how tight it is and use an iMovie out of everything. So, but I fucked up because I accidentally used, it said copyright free music.
Yeah.
Well, if I had a subscription to this page.
Ooh.
So as soon as I uploaded it, YouTube was like, you can keep it on, but you're not going to make any money off it. And I'm like, well, I'm far off from making money off of it. But now I need to be a little more strategic when it comes to I had this nice hip hop beat on there.
I think the problem with YouTube is you have to actually have now a certain amount of subscribers,
1,000
and viewers. So it's right now I was like, we don't any of us have those built up. So
right, I think I'm up to 19 subscribers.
There you go.
But my first, I don't know. I've had my first one had almost 100 views, and this past one I just uploaded 2 days ago. It's up to maybe 60.
Oh, nice. Okay.
We're getting there.
And
I give a shout out to Frackin' Nerds. You just got to teach me how to link it at the end so I can start linking our episodes here to the end of my weekly toy hunt videos there.
Yeah, I can definitely show you that. Maybe one day when you're off and I'm off, we can do a Zoom thing and show you how to get to where you need to go. And
that would be
cool. Or you just fucking go to one of each other's houses and just figure it out.
No, it's fucking COVID. We're not doing that. No.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I'm around that shit. I don't care.
Nurse. Yeah, he's a nurse.
I feel like I'm immune to it at this point.
That's how I feel. Somebody was like, hey, have you gotten tested? I was like, no, I have any fucking symptoms, so why would I get tested?
Well, that's how I feel.
Wow.
I'm not going to get tested unless I'm starting to run a fever or got something that seems like it could be it. Otherwise,
even when I was sick, I got tested and I tested negative.
Well, you're a
so,
nurse.
I don't know about the antibodies.
You should definitely do this. All right, guys, on today's show, Shaq is getting a cartoon because everybody's been asking for it. And the other thing everyone has been asking for is Jared Leto coming to the Justice League. Nobody wants that.
We're gonna get that scene.
What scene? What scene did we need?
Supposedly, like, there was supposed to be an end credit scene where, like, the whole Justice League just, like, swarms Joker and Harley Quinn. So that's what I thought was gonna happen.
For what purposes? What would be the reason?
I think to set up, like, the Legion of Doom.
Oh, God. Like, it just oh, fucking it.
All right, Doc, we get it. You don't like the fucking DC fucking movies. Moving on.
No, I don't like them. I like the animated ones. I like the comics.
This is what Class was talking about last episode. He's like, man, I need Josh here so he can tell you, stop bad-mouthing this movie.
You know, I would like having like a Legion of Doom come into the DCU as long as it was like actually decent. Like, I would be cool with that, man.
You got to make a decent movie first before you worry about anything else.
Jesus.
Start with that as like the main bad guy, and then maybe be able to build from there. I don't know.
Who, Joker? Jared Leto's Joker?
No. Legion of Doom in general. Jared Leto's Joker.
Well, who would you like? Are we doing Mark Zuckerberg's version of Luthor?
No, we need a whole overhaul on all that shit.
What?
Black Manta was cool, and I thought Black Manta was decent.
He was
at least
wasted.
looked cool.
He was wasted in that movie.
Well, maybe, but like he looked.
No,
cool.
yeah, he looked cool, but he was wasted.
I never saw Aquaman,
Oh, okay.
so I don't know.
Good. This is what I dealt with, Joshua. This is what I dealt with. Oh, I've never seen that. I don't know what that is.
It's a movie. Of course, I haven't seen it.
He's like, I just saw that one clip of the trailer. And
He looked
pretty
good
bad.
in the pictures. He looked good.
He looked cool.
All right, the first Alexa connected toy kitchen goes on sale. You can pre-order it now for the low cost of $300. Now, understand, this is just a play kitchen that has Alexa built into it. It's going to start shipping out in about 2 weeks, November 9th. So if your kid really needs Alexa connected to it, which I don't know why you just wouldn't pay like $30 for. No, she's talking. See, that's why I try to avoid it. Like, why would you just not just put something on there and like why just
Right?
why?
Does the playset come with like?
It comes with it looks like a little calculator
extra stuff
and yeah, like food and fake food and stuff. So it's a kitchen and a market that you can
Dude,
buy.
go to fucking Goodwill, buy one of those old school sets for like $20. It probably has a bunch of plastic food and all that shit. Get you like I don't know how much a little Alexa box is, and throw in the oven and like just talk to it, and you're done. $50.
Yeah, like what's the purpose of having that with a fake kitchen set?
So
like, what is the kid gonna do?
The purpose of it is you can ask her to help you make a dish. Imaginary
Out of
dishes.
fake food?
Out of fake food, yes.
But it's not
So what,
even
is
like
it
an easy
programmed?
bake oven.
No, it does come with a fridge, a sink, a stovetop, an oven, and a microwave, and plenty of utensils. And then there's even a market component where you can go and buy more additional ingredients. So that's, I guess, where you buy. I don't know if it's all together.
This is set up so kids can just order shit, and the parents are gonna be like, well, "Who ordered all this steak? Where did all this tuna come from?"
It's either that or it's just to integrate them in so that when they get older, they're using Amazon for everything that they need to do.
Plant the seeds early. See, if they did it like a guy's grocery games, then I could see that happening. Like that would be cool. little shopping carts or shopping aisles. You just have to run down and make food with different, like you only have specific ingredients and shit.
Another idea that doesn't make any sense that Harley Davidson is working on their first electric bicycle.
That's cool.
Called the Serial One. It'll be available on March 20th, March 2021. It has fat white tires, a relatively thin black frame, brown leather seats, light up logos, and a flexible brown chain running from the pedals to the back wheels.
White tire.
What was that episode of South Park where the bikers came into town and they called them something?
Yeah, they call them the F word.
They're gonna get any biker with that's really gonna get called with.
Which that is a great episode because like they get in trouble for calling them, and they're like, "We're not saying that they're gay. We're just saying that they're being really annoying." So they're like, well, you can't say that. And they're like, we're not saying that they're gay or we're anti-gay. We're just saying they're really annoying.
The best part was like when there's like, children, do you know what you're saying? Like, oh, you're saying because they're gay. Oh, that's bad. You shouldn't call somebody because of that.
Let's see if we've got a price. No price on it, it looks like. So yeah.
It's probably going to be like fucking $50,000 or something.
Well, no, it's got to be less than that. But I mean, like, if why would you do that? It's just go buy a Harley then, right? Like
save money on gas.
Like, does it have
the
a loud muffler or something going on? Like,
I would assume they have to have like certain like components where they have a little bit of gas just in case you run out of power in the middle of the highway. You know, because isn't that like with all electric cars? They have like one little tanker for like maybe.
No, it's all electrical. You use your feet to power up the battery. It's pedals.
Oh, that's crazy.
I think the whole idea of an electric bicycle, it's ridiculous. Like,
we already have those. You're taking a motorcycle.
No, what he's saying is Harley Davidson has an electric bicycle, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they're just, and then first of all, then they're gonna have white tires. The second you go on your very first road trip, like go down the road, come back, your tires are gonna be like. They're going to be gray now.
Yeah, they are.
So it's a horrible idea. And how much was it? You don't have.
They don't know price, and ordering's going up November 16th.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It comes out in March of 2021, but you could buy it now in November. Fuck out of here.
Well, that's why they need to know how much they're going to make or how many they're going to have. So who knows? Amazon is. Oh, yes. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, go buy a Trek or a Gary Fisher or a Cannondale. Buy a real bicycle.
Well, unless you're a Harley fan, I mean, then you definitely got to go spin that. But
you're saying bicycle or motorcycle?
It's a bicycle. It's an electronic bicycle.
Oh well, they make those a dime a dozen, so who cares?
Bicycle. Yeah.
He's got a bicycle.
Thanks, Dusty Rhodes.
All right, and finally in tech news, German regulators are trying to block porn sites to stop horny teens.
German people are blocking this, who have the most disgusting. Have you ever seen?
Weird. Why would they do
that? So German law requires porn sites to restrict access to individuals 18 or over, just like us in America. But they want to try to do how the British were doing, where I think you had to put in a credit card or a driver's license number or something like that, and people were like, "No, we don't agree with this." They said the reason they need to do this is because they're worried about teens acting out and getting ideas with group porn. They're worried that teenagers will think that's okay. Here it is. They're hoping to prevent abnormal sexual practices from kids learning, like gangbang. So it's a good thing that they can't see this stuff.
Germany,
right?
Yes.
That sounds calm compared to some of the German stuff that I've seen, because they do scat films. That's on the norm in Germany.
German Scheiße videos.
It's disturbing, dude.
You would tell me, right, Mom? Sure.
That's 2 South Park references in this episode. Will we do a third one? Find out.
You always do 3, and when you do comedy, you do 3. You do more, it's not funny anymore. Yeah, you think Germany, that's not they're the ones that got to keep it regulated.
I think a gangbang is the one that they're whoa, that's where we draw the line. You could shit on someone's mouth, but that's
yeah, in
more than one person. That's a little much.
In the UK, what they were proposing was verifying ages with text messages, requiring credit card confirmation, monitoring social media feeds, and even delegating it to. Because I think you had to go to the post office to get a license for your porn viewing habits.
Oh God!
Oh, that's gonna be a great fucking interaction with the post person.
So that's what they were going to be doing in Britain, and that got shut down. And then apparently Germany's trying
a global pandemic going around, and this is on the top of the things that they're worried about.
Germany's trying to prevent major porn sites, so even smaller ones, they're not blocking those out. But all you need to do, German kids that listen to the show or watch the show on YouTube,
VPN.
you just either need a VPN, or if you actually know the IPS address of Pornhub, stuff like that, you can go to these sites when they start to lock them down. So, and usually kids don't seem to have any problems finding stuff or figuring out how to work arounds.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, they got Twitter in Germany. That's Porn Central.
Yeah. Follow the right accounts. You'll be all right.
In movie news,
Yay.
James Gunn. We're going to talk about James Gunn first. Talking apparently, DC said that he's allowed to kill off any character in the Suicide Squad.
Bullshit.
I would say, except for one.
No, he said, "Oh no, she's on the table," and I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
no.
shut the."
Yeah.
That's why it's a Suicide Squad film with like 16 fucking characters.
Right.
Give me a fucking break.
Right.
Yeah, I really doubt he's gonna just kill off Harley Quinn with how popular she is.
Yeah, I mean, who would be the next most popular? Captain Boomerang?
No,
I wouldn't even say that
Deadshot?
dude's popular.
Deadshot's not in this one.
No, he's not.
Okay. Yeah, Captain Boomerang's definitely popular. He's like one of Flash's like
Maybe King
Captain
Shark.
Cold. King
Cap-
Shark. Okay.
Captain Cold's
Yeah.
not in this one.
Oh shit.
It's
The
a
CGI rat's gonna die. Pete David's
Pete
gonna
Davidson's
die.
number one. Which that's
Yeah,
he's going
he's-
out first thing.
Fucking Michael Roker's gonna probably die first. Like,
Well, no, Michael Roker says he wants to have a series based upon his character.
it means he died. So anyway,
Does that mean Cena's dead then too?
I don't think Cena dies. I think that was the plan, was to have like a R-rated series for HBO Max, because they want to have a lot of content on HBO Max.
They're working on
So-
it. They've got some good programming. If you've not joined HBO Max,
November 1st, Titans comes to HBO Max, and I get to finally watch it without having to put my Xbox on.
some of us already seen it.
Yeah, me. I haven't seen it.
God, you're so behind.
So do you think it's like the popularity of something like The Boys, which I have finished watching, Doc? An
You
incredible
should.
show.
Yeah, I
Thank
know.
you for the recommendation. I'm all caught up.
Here's
you think
here's
the
a new one.
popular-
Here's a quickly. Watch Utopia on Amazon next.
Utopia.
Yeah, it's based upon a British series where there's a comic book that was created, and the
Rainn Wilson's in that, right?
Yes, there's clues in the comic book about a possible infection or something. And so these kids are finding out that the manuscript for the next comic book is out there in the world, and they're in like this kind of what is it? I can't think of the word.
Utopia?
No, not Utopia. Conspiracy group. So they're like these kids are like in a conspiracy group, thinking that there's hidden meanings and everything else, and then they slowly start to decipher what's going on. And it's about 7 or 8 episodes. It's really good. So check it out. And then the guy who does the art for the comic book, I can't remember his name, is the guy who does the art for Fables, if you've ever read Fables.
Yeah. I can't think of his name though. A lot of help I did.
Like, yeah, you read Fables? Because it really didn't sound like you've read Fables either.
I'm familiar with the book.
Okay, you know of it.
I will. Yeah, I know of it. I will. I'll look into that. So, yeah, good looking out, because I finished watching that just the other night, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And the guy that plays Homelander is just like, that dude is.
Well, actually, him and Aya Cash, I mean, those are bad characters. They did an amazing job.
Who was Aya Cash? Was she the chick?
Storefront.
The Nazi chick?
Yeah, Storefront.
Spoilers
for anybody that hadn't seen the show.
Well, that's on them. So.
I finished it. I didn't know.
Okay.
I'm
You're
saying
talking about
anybody else
listeners,
that's
I
like
guess.
listening or watching the show or something like that.
Well, I mean, I would think that some of our listeners are like, they should be up on it.
I would say so. I mean, why would you
Better
not?
be. Yeah, an incredible show. Yeah, they all did great, man. And I mean, everyone, I think whoever was cast in that, like, did an incredible job. I even liked the what was his name, Translucent or whatever. Like, he wasn't in very long.
No,
but
they
it's
killed him
like
off pretty quickly.
that was. I mean, yeah, like everyone was so damn good. The guy who played Deep,
Yep.
he was in it, like he was one of my favorite guys on there, man. Even though he's just struggling, trying to get back in.
Well, he put himself in that position. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really feel bad for the guy, but
No.
it's like, like the actor himself, like, man, that was just such an amazing show. And what I didn't realize until the very last episode, one of the girls on there that is like running for Senate or whatever, like,
You're about to spoil a huge thing.
I'm not
aren't you?
going to spoil anything. The chick that's running for Senate is actually like one of the voice actors that was on this past Call of Duty. I had no idea. Because I like that character in Call of Duty. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Move.
No spoilers.
I don't. This is again, Joshua. This is what I was working with.
Hey,
It wasn't bad. I watched like the first 40 minutes.
No, I was
Like
I was rewatching it, and I was just like, we have a good interaction. But I had like questions for him about his show and everything, and I think it went well. And class did a good job.
It sounds like a dog.
No, I'm just having fun with you.
That's why I limit my show to 10 minutes, man. Because I rely on you guys way too much.
Well, with the Snyder Cut Justice League being worked on, coming to HBO Max next year, Jared Leto is returning as the Joker for, again, some unknown reason.
Because they threw money at him, and he was like, you know what?
But
and he's like, I'll
why
come
does
back.
he need to be in the movie? Like,
You know what, Doc? Sometimes people just give them what they want.
is this going to be a
They tell-
6-hour fucking movie or something? Like,
I said 4 hours. It's a 1 hour episode.
oh God, there's way too many people in this movie now. Like, now we're gonna get what's her name from The Flash? She's gonna be showing up, and
All right. Well, you know what, Doc? Here's the thing. You don't have to watch it.
I will have to watch it because I have to evaluate it and understand if it's still bad.
Why?
And I feel like
You're
it's
gonna
gonna.
but you're gonna complain about it. So what's the point?
Well, I know. Yeah, I'll complain about it. I'm allowed to. That's the whole point. It's form an opinion. Maybe it'll be good. I seriously doubt it.
No, you can't even say that with a straight face. Maybe it'll be. You can't. You
No,
can't.
don't.
You can't. See?
Because here's the thing. I know what they're working with. So it's like, here is shit. And they're like, but we're going to sprinkle some stuff on this. And I'll be like, but that shit was sprinkles. That's still shit. I don't care if you're putting, Deathstroke in there or Joker in there.
See,
Why
and
don't you
if Doc pays his hard-earned money to like not buy a ticket and watch it online streaming somewhere,
I don't have
he has
to.
the right.
I have HBO Max. It's going to be on there for free.
I'm just joking. You have all right to. Yeah, I mean, you watch it. You have all right to criticize it.
I mean, even if it was going
or
to the
praise it, whatever you want to do. Like if you might be thoroughly surprised.
I mean, I'm gonna go. If it was going to the movie theaters, I would still go see it just to have an opinion about it. But I don't. I think there's a lot of fanboys that are going to be very disappointed that the movie is not going to be better. But I feel like these fanboys are like some of the Star Wars fanboys that are going to be like, well, we're going to justify it. No, it's still bad.
You know what? I think you're giving it way too much. Like too much. You're putting too much emphasis on it. It's just a movie. It's gonna come out, and if the people that like it are gonna like it, the people that hate it are gonna hate it. But no one's really gonna make a big deal out of it. All right, so.
I mean, it looked like a Power Rangers movie. And speaking of Power Rangers,
God.
they're making more movies for some reason.
Oh God, I can't wait for people to listen to this premise because I think this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
E1 and Hasbro has closed the deal to bring on Brian Edward Hill to write the Power Rangers feature film. Let's see, where is it? Does it say what the story is supposed to be about?
Yeah, they go back in time
Oh my
to like the
God.
1990s.
Then what?
Yeah, you didn't see this? The premise is they want them to go back in time to the 1990s, and also it opens up dimensions to meet other Power Rangers.
Oh my God.
They want this to be a series of films. If the first one didn't do that good, why are you trying to do it again?
I don't know.
I never saw that one. I didn't care for it.
Now he's working on Titans. He's co-producing Titans, but does that explain like Titans season 2? How that wasn't as good as the other stuff? He's also written for comics like Marvel, DC, Top Cow, Boom, Vertigo. So I mean, he's got his work in, but I mean, I don't feel
But
like
he needs to put the work out.
But did Power Rangers make that much money to warrant?
I think it did,
sequel?
but it wasn't well received.
No.
Joshua, you're younger than both Doc and myself. Were you a fan of Power Rangers? Like, because when I was growing up, when Power Rangers came out, I was like, "This is stupid, man."
Yes,
I could not get into it. I was not a fan. You were.
I was the special needs child, just like And I think after like the Black Ranger came out, and it was just like, rather the Gold Ranger, I was like, I'm done. I don't care about this shit anymore.
Doc, are you a fan of Power Rangers?
No, we've had it. We talked about it on the last show.
Oh yeah. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, like we didn't. We felt like it was just. It came out after we were moving past like cartoons and animated, and I'm sitting there. And I was like, "This is no Transformers, and you're trying to be Transformers," and I don't agree with this assessment.
Well, you guys were old. Hold on, but you guys were old enough to realize it was like reused old Japanese stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was obvious.
So yes, I was like, "Oh my god, this is such cool action!" And I realized when my adult superiors are like, this shit is like just old Japanese shit, right? You're not watching anything new. I was like, huh? What? No, this is happening. Idiot, So,
but like with me, like I was a fan of Ultraman. I was a fan of Godzilla, like old school Godzilla movies. That type of like genre, even back then. And like shit, I would get home from school and like Power Rangers would be on, but like I would watch like Rescue Rangers and shit. Even though I was old enough or like older, I just like it did nothing for me. But I would watch, like I said, DuckTales and Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, I'm right there. I'd rather watch Tiny Toons and Animaniacs than
Animaniacs,
Power Rangers.
But those shows were kind of geared towards adults as much as they were kids too.
So they were hitting the right market there. Like,
yeah, they did a good job with that after school stuff with that Fox had.
Yeah,
whatever that lineup was. But yeah, Power Rangers could never get into that stuff, man.
Nope. But there's kids that are like 10 years younger than us but I don't think they were at the very end of Transformers and G.I. Joe, and they were very end of Turtles. So
but people my age didn't give a shit about the fucking Power Rangers movie. Like
nobody cared about the Power Rangers movie.
No, but like that thing went on for like, I want to say like almost fucking 30 years. Like it's been on for a long time. So like I would say the youngest kids that cared about that fucking movie franchise was probably like fucking at least 19 going on 20.
You talking about Power Rangers?
Yeah, because like the last iteration of them was like the motherfuckers got all the fucking. I would even say 25, because there's a kid at my job. He's 25, special needs. He was like excited for the movie. So
do they like target
that
demographic? Okay, because I'm lost.
I don't know. And I'm the one who says bad things.
We call him Red Ranger at work because he loves the Red Ranger, and I'm like, and he's like 25, but he's a little off, so
Okay, all right. I see the guy at the convention. Like last time I went to a Comic-Con, like that one Ranger that's like
the MMA
like a
fighter,
black belt, or whatever. Like he was there, but
that's his life is gone.
Jesus didn't tap.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Well, continue on with Asian products. Shang-Chi is wrapped up filming.
Don't look too enthusiastic about this movie.
Nice.
I liked, what was it? Comicbookresource.com was saying the highly anticipated Shang-Chi, and I was like, I'm not sure where you think highly anticipated was.
I love the Master of Kung Fu, man. I do, man. But like we go back to that, like Kung Fu
Think
theater.
about Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
If you walked up to any person, like you walk down the street and go, "Do you know who Shang-Chi is?"
Right.
Would they know?
No, but if you walk down the street and ask anyone 10 years ago, "Do you know who the Guardians of the Galaxy is?" They wouldn't have known either. It was a huge success.
But that's a way better movie. I'm already gonna go.
Well, how do you know?
Because James Gunn did Guardians.
Okay, and who's doing this Shang-Chi?
Destin Daniel Critton.
I don't know who that is.
Exactly. Did you know who James Gunn was?
Who's that?
You know who James Gunn is.
Dude, I've heard that name, so you know me with movies, dude. I don't know. Like, but hopefully it's good. Like, I mean, I didn't give a shit really that much about Doctor Strange back in the day, even though I'm a comic book guy. And dude, that's probably the first Doctor Strange might be my favorite Marvel movie ever. Like, it was beautiful. Like these Marvel movies have made me give a shit about a lot of characters. You know, I was having a conversation actually with Brian about that just the other day about Thor. I never really got into Thor because like the new Marvel Legends, I started like filming for my episode 4 or whatever, and there's Thunderstrike is the new guy, like part of the Joe Fixit wave, and I never got into like Thor back in the day.
You mean the comics?
So I never. What's that?
You mean the comics?
Yeah,
that's how I was. Thor was just way too. It's kind of like with like the New Gods or the Eternals.
Right.
They're just. I always felt like Thor was way bigger, and I couldn't connect to gods in essence.
I agree 100% with that because that's exactly how I felt. And so then when they're doing these offshoots of like Beta Ray Bill, I thought Beta Ray Bill looked awesome, but I never got into him. And then Thunderstrike came out, and I was like, "This is like short-haired Thor with like a vest. Like, who cares about this guy?" So, but then when the movies came out, I was like, "This is incredible. Like, I love it." But I forgot where I was going.
It's a good story. But I didn't really like the first 2 Thor movies. I was super excited when Taika Waititi was directing the third one. Loved the third one, and I'm excited for the fourth one, which. The funny thing is that they came out and said, yeah, we're going to be doing the cancer story. I'm like, you have to do the cancer story if it's about Jane Foster taking over as Thor.
See, I liked the first Thor. The second one was like so-so. I love the third one. But I thought the first one was really good too, though.
Same here. I enjoyed the first one. The second one, I felt like they were trying to do Star Wars. And I was like,
it was a little, yeah.
And you also wasted Malekith. Like, he could have been a good bad guy, and he was just a throwaway character for Loki, pretty much filling the rest of the movie.
3 was perfect with, you know, Hela in there, and then you had just everything. Like, and actually, like, based off that first one, it made me give a shit. Like, you know, like you said, you couldn't really relate to, like, the gods and, like, new gods. And, like, a lot of things with Marvel going to space even. Like, you know, some of the space things with, like, I like Silver Surfer and Galactus, but then when it would get into, like, a lot of the other shit, like Guardians of the Galaxy, like we talked about, never gave a shit about them, or Starjammers. Even though I was an X-Men fan, like, definitely didn't give a shit about those guys.
I don't even know what the fuck Starjammers is. That's a... it's the group where X-Men...
Cyclops' dad.
His dad.
How do you not know that?
I've never heard of Starjammers.
Look it up. Yeah. It was very big in the 90s.
They're pirates. They were the Guardians of the Galaxy before they were Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right, okay. They were. I don't know if it was before or whatever, but yeah, they were space pirates.
Like, the whole premise that fucking Cyclops' dad was like, I gotta go to space, son. Sorry. Like, can someone explain that one to me?
That's the most deadbeat of deadbeat dads.
Yeah, right?
All right, son, I gotta bounce. I got missions in space.
Like, I just came there to hang out. Like, what's with these fucking these guys that come from space to get Earth pussy? Like,
so he just dropped his kids off? That was
no, I don't
like, was
even know he
Magic?
dropped his kids,
was she? Because
he just.
You said it was whose dad it was that you said?
Oh,
Cyclops and Havoc.
Oh, Cyclops. Wait, I thought Cyclops... No, okay, I see what you're saying.
Cyclops is Cable's dad.
Yes.
But his dad is...
Some random...
The guy from Starjammers.
I still need to connect that. Like, how does he become a fucking space pirate and the father of one of the most famous mutants in Marvel history?
I didn't give a shit about it enough to like look into it. Even in the 90s when like they were doing the whole thing with Lilandra and all this, and like they put all the X-Men in the blue and yellow and took Wolverine's mask off, and I was like, I like the art, Jim Lee, but Chris Claremont, like, I think he was the one doing the writing. I was like, can't get into it, man. Way too much.
Even in the cartoon, they really was like, I had to leave your mother, like. I was like, well, how the fuck were you a space pirate? Yeah. Like, can you explain this one to me? How are you a space pirate? There's a lot of, like, loopholes in that cartoon show. Like, when he met fucking Havoc for the first time, it's like, oh, they use their powers against each other. They're like, how is this, like, why do we not affect each other? But they don't fucking say they're brothers. But mind you, they show them as kids in the show. It was, like, the dumbest thing ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I need to go back and watch some of that.
Yeah, it's
I
on
didn't
fucking
realize
Disney
it's on
Plus.
Disney Plus. I
Well,
have it.
they say that Christopher Summers is actually human from the United States.
Yeah, but how does he become a fucking space pirate?
I don't know. Wait. Oh,
Yeah, I don't get it.
So apparently when they get attacked, they parachute the two kids out, and the wife gets transferred to an alien ship. Apparently, nearly gets raped, and then while he's set while in the pits, he meets 4 aliens who've been imprisoned by various crimes against the Shari Empire.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep, and then and they escape, stole a starship, naming the vessel the Starjammer because that's not a '90s name at any point. And then named themselves
Guardians of the Galaxy before Guardians of
so
the
they're
Galaxy.
like, we're gonna name this ship Starjammer. What should we call ourselves? Starjammers.
Yeah.
Very, very creative.
Dude, like even he looked like a gay space pirate. Like he had like a bandana.
He did. Had his weird beard.
He does.
He
He's
had
got
a
that-
bandana.
He's got that Al
He was
Snow
so-
mustache going on, and
Yeah.
But
it's just-
they consist of like a cat woman.
There's a big green guy.
A big
Remember
green
that?
frog that had like a little rodent on his shoulder. Like it was just
That's
a
basically Guardians of the Galaxy.
I've
Yeah.
never heard of
That episode-
Starjammers.
that
Is
episode-
there any point even reading
James-
Starjammers books, or is it just like no, just keep moving on?
I mean,
it was like X-Men, and they
I
were
couldn't
part
get
of, like,
into
the
it.
Phoenix, the Phoenix saga.
yeah, they were back then. Like I remember it didn't have something to do with Phoenix, but then in the '90s, like I believe it was issue 275, I believe maybe 250, something like it. There was like a gatefold cover that was real popular. You know, they gimmicked all the covers back then, but they did this big tie-in with the Starjammers, and even that I was like, I can't get into this. I didn't know who the characters were. I didn't give a shit about them. I just knew that Jim Lee was doing the art, and it looked beautiful. But I was like,
The original
Nah.
Starjammers were introduced in October of 1977, Uncanny X-Men number 107. It looks like they really didn't get their own spotlight until around June of 1990, and then had a limited series run
back first,
from
huh?
95 to 96, and then they tried again in 2004 to 2005.
yeah, no.
The old Starjammers. Well, I learned.
Go
something
read that on
today.
Marvel Unlimited.
I know. I'm gonna run right now. Actually, I'm trying to. I've started like with the major events. I started reading Avengers Disassembled, which then follows with
Nice.
with the House of M, which I'd already read House of M, but now I understood a little bit more. And then I think it's in Secret Invasion, which I've read Secret Invasion, and then I'm trying to find out what is the next story. And the question I have, and I was wondering, I wish I knew a comic book writer that works for these groups, but they probably wouldn't say anything. Like when you're like writing a story, let's just say like Venom right now, and you're writing these characters, and you've got a storyline, and all of a sudden Marvel goes, you know what, we're gonna do War of Realms, and we want your character connected. I mean, would that bother? I mean, I would assume it would bother me if I'm like, I'm telling a story, but I'm have to do a filler issue just to say, oh, this is connected, because I feel like a lot of these side characters, stories that are connected but not really, I feel like it just kind of, I would be annoyed as a writer. Like Class, how would you feel if you've got to write a character, you've already got a story arc written out for, let's say, 25 issues, and then all of a sudden they want to go, well, we want to use, let's say you work in Nova, and they want to use Nova as a little bit of this whatever invasion or something like that.
Right. Yeah, I can see how that'd be a pain in the ass, man. Because it's like you have your mind set on this like track to go here, and then you're getting thrown this curveball. But I mean, I guess that comes with the job. If you're working for Marvel and they're like, we want you to do all this. Oh well, this is this is where we want to go with our summer crossover. So now fuck it. It's they would have to. I guess you'd have to just roll with it if you still want to get paid.
I mean, because if you notice,
creatively, it would be a pain in the ass, I think.
I think so too, because I mean, you've got the storyline working, and those little those issues always seem like, again, they're like fillers, like, but they want to connect Spider-Man into this whole Civil War thing, and what was he doing when this is all happening? Well, I mean, if you're reading, and it usually it's like 1 or 2 issues compared to whatever the over the longer story arc would be. So, I mean, I don't know.
Right. And it seems like a lot of the times, like when they do tie-ins, like it seems to work better once the story's over to go and say, like, you know, kind of how Spider-Man was tied in from like previous events, where they could do a little, you know, separate thing like that. That seems to tie in and make a little more sense. But
Joshua, how do you feel?
Yeah.
I know you've been reading Marvel Unlimited. Like, do you hate when they have little, like, these side comics?
No, because if I'm because there was a good chunk of time, like prior when I was heavily into comic books, I would get the side issues of the events, or the tie-ins rather. So it was like I was reading a Spider-Man title that was connected to like Civil War, so I knew what he was doing during Civil War and stuff like that. So it didn't bother me as much. But to your point, though, I do think it could be catastrophic when they tell a writer, "Hey, we need you to write 2 or 3 issues about this storyline, this arc that we have that's covering all these issues and titles," because it could be really bad. And it goes to a Spider-Man title called The Others, where they have 4 different writers writing like all this one main story, and none of them, it didn't look like none of them talked to each other. And it was really bad. And I remember an interview one of them did, I believe his name, I never get to say his name, is Reggie something. He's a black writer. He wrote Black Panther. And he said it was just a big mess because they didn't tell us what they wanted. They just told us this is what the idea, but no points. And we didn't get any feedback from the other writers. Like, it was just like, go ahead, just give us 4 issues. And it literally showed in the fucking comic. It was like a 12-issue arc, and it was just horrible.
Well,
so I can understand what, like, how a writer could do that, where they're like, you want me to write something that you're not giving me any information on. And I say DC does a really good job doing it right, because I'm reading the Metal, and I every tie-in issue is just, it's seamless. See, it just goes seamlessly. Like, I'm flowing with it, no problems.
Well, it helps when the writer is Scott Snyder, and he's control of all of Metal, and probably in charge.
Yeah, but like the tie-ins with like the Teen Titans, like right now, the Teen Titans issue that I read ends with Damian meeting up with Robin, rather Nightwing, and it picks up right from that last frame. It goes into Nightwing. And you see Nightwing talking to Damian. It's a different artist and a different writer, but it's flowing. You know?
There you go.
You know,
Yeah, because
like,
a lot of these guys are not, like, they're not in the same room working. They're not.
Yeah, and it sucks though, you know, because it's like you get lost in it. Like another side thing, I read Age of Ultron, and I remember reading Age of Ultron because I was like, oh, I want to read this and see what it's all about. It wasn't that great, but I remember there was like an instance where like Spider-Man was not Spider-Man, and I'm like, why is Peter Parker acting like this? Like, he's like having an inner dialogue with like, oh, they think I'm Peter Parker. And then someone told me, like,
he was he was Superior Spider-Man.
And I was like, holy shit. And then I read the Superior Spider-Man line, and I'm like, oh, this is very well done.
Yep.
And it flowed right into Age of Ultron very well. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I wish I would have known that. You know?
When things like that work out well, it's a good example would be something like miniseries that tie off of, or that tie into other miniseries or one shots. I think that's when it works out well. Like Unkillables, you had Unkillables that came out. Then afterwards you had, or I'm sorry, I said Unkillables. You had Deceased, and then from that you had The Awakening, or I think it was called something like a one shot, or Good Day to Die. Then you had the Unkillables.
When the End of the World too was one of them also.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. So it's like you had all these other ones that, like, you have this Deceased that is like the all-encompassing, you know, story arc, but then you take like, well, whatever happened to these group of villains? That's where Unkillables came, and then like A Good Day to Die, that was like Deathstroke and like these guys over, or this, you know, just a one shot with that. So it's like, I think it works well with that, but when you get these like random, like, yeah, something like what you were saying, Joshua, if it's like, you know, a miniseries going on, but then you have like, you know, Amazing Spider-Man, and like 2 or 3 of the issues from like the ongoing series has to tie into that, it could just be a big clusterfuck.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And also, I mean, these writers have a voice for their characters, and when you're just, because that's one thing I liked about what they did with the Avengers movie when they were tying all those characters together, they were bringing James Gunn and the other directors that worked on these characters to give that their voice to it, because otherwise you're talking about, you know, the Russos just kind of making their own voice. Russos are very different than James Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I agree. I always wondered, like, back in the day when they had Extinction Agenda. That was a really cool book that tied like Uncanny, regular X-Men, New Mutants, and X Factor, I think. And it was maybe not even regular X-Men. It may have just been Uncanny, but they tied those in together. And I was like, man, you have 3 different writers, 3 different artists, so on and so forth. And it flowed seamlessly. So it's like, I just wonder if they're like, this is a basic premise. You're going to be in charge of this section. You're going to be in charge of this. Like, I always wondered how that worked, because it would go Uncanny. It wasn't like 3 issues of Uncanny, then 3 issues of this. It was like Uncanny, New Mutants, X Factor, Uncanny. Like, it did that for like 4 months. So I was like, wow, how do they, like, I'm going to start this story. You're going to do part 2 and part 3. Then I'll pick up part 4. You do 5, 6, so on and so forth. So it's like, how the fuck? That must just, I don't know.
Look at Jonathan Hickman right now with the X-Men series. He's got like the X-Men. He's got X-Sword, right?
Yeah, X-Sword is like part of that. Like,
is he working on the Marauders, or somebody else writing Marauders for him?
I don't know. I haven't been picking up Marauders.
And you got New Mutants.
Just started.
Like, there is like 5 or 6 stories all working all at the same time for them.
Right.
I don't know.
And then and now they have this big tie-in that is just starting. Like, that's just starting now. So
I don't know. Maybe when the conventions start up, I'll ask one of these writers how they feel about it.
That's a great idea. That's something that I've always thought of, but I've never even considered asking.
Because it's got to be a challenge, and I know
make sure you do it politely. You don't want another Kevin Conroy incident.
No, Kevin Conroy went very well. He was just like, "I need your $40. I will sign this. Thank you very much. I'm Kevin Conroy." Well, the news came out that Oscar Isaac is going to be Moon. Wait a minute, no, he is not officially Moon Knight. He's in talks to be Moon Knight, but Deadline had a misleading headline that says he's tapped to star in it, and then every nerd website went crazy saying, "Oh, I can't believe he's going to be in it. This is awesome." Blah 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 blah. But no, because you should ask Tatiana Maslany how she's doing as She-Hulk, because she came out a month later and said no, she doesn't have the part. So he's not officially Moon Knight. I think Oscar Isaac is a good Moon Knight, way better than Daniel Radcliffe, way better than Nick Kroll. Nick Kroll was the one that threw me off.
Really, from the League?
Yes, that was a rumor. Because I guess they wanted to go real Jewish with Moon Knight here, so they went Nick Kroll. Because you know what? When you think a lead actor for a serious, dark, gritty television show around a Marvel character, you go Nick Kroll. Now, Nick Kroll's very funny. He's very entertaining. Just don't see him as Mark Spector.
The douche from fucking Sausage Party.
That's right.
In all honesty, like, I don't remember. I've read a couple Moon Knight issues. I don't think I've ever really paid attention to anything about, what's his name, Mark Spector?
Yep.
Nothing standalone with him. Like, I know he has a split personalities, and that makes him like such a badass fighter that he could adapt to any like fighting style and so on and so forth as Moon Knight. But it's like, dude, who wants to? It's not like a Batman Bruce Wayne thing where it's like you have, the big persona of Bruce Wayne, and you have the huge persona of Batman. Like, who gives a shit about Mark Spector? Like, you want to see Moon Knight kick ass and like look awesome.
But you gotta think there's a lot of scenes that are gonna be without the gimmick on.
Exactly. But and so they're gonna have to make me give a shit about him. So it's like, really, I don't care. But I'd much rather in a scene like this, like, or a movie like that, I can't see the dude from the League doing that. Or fucking Harry Potter.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Daniel Radcliffe, I feel like, is too small for the character.
Yeah,
but I feel like it's
a little skinny Moon Knight and shit.
I
look like kick ass.
I feel like the people started doing the Daniel Radcliffe after that one movie he was in where they but like put metal connectors into his hands, and he's in this like fight league with guns where you have to murder each other. And I think people saw that and they're like, "Oh, I could see him." No, I can't. And then the other issue is I can't see this on Disney Plus. Like it's gonna, it's. I feel like the
kind of gritty.
Mandalorian is about as close as they're gonna get to gritty as and dark, and Mandalorian's doing a good job. But I feel like Moon Knight.
Moon Knight is dark as fuck.
Moon Knight
very
would have been wonderful on Netflix. Just let it be violent, let it be bloody.
Yeah.
But Disney Plus is, they're talking of realizing that they're going to have to expand out and create a little more of these adult contents. Also, they've got all this Fox property that they can't do anything with. Like, you've got Alien and Aliens and a bunch of other movies and stuff that they could create characters from. But you're going, but we need little kids to watch this. Well, you need to... Just like Netflix.
Put it on Hulu.
Put it on Hulu, or create an adult part where and people will come and watch it. That's know they're wanting to compete with Netflix, and you've got to make more adult content for them.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Because even Mandalorian wasn't like it, which drops Friday, right?
52 minutes.
Do what?
So
52 minutes.
Calm down.
Is that how long it is?
Episode, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I had a coworker. He was just like, "I'm off Friday. I'm gonna watch The Mandalorian." I said, "You're gonna watch one episode of The Mandalorian?" He's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's weekly. I know you must have just caught it randomly one day and like this is great." Yeah, no, it's weekly. You're gonna have to.
Let me ask you this about Mandalorian:
cancel as soon as you get done with all the Mandalorians, because that's what people would have done. They would have signed up for Disney Plus because there's no good content on there unless you want to watch The Little Mermaid for the 50th time.
Yeah, I mean, is Gustavo Fring is Gus Fring just way too much like the same character on everything?
Oh yeah, no, he plays the same great evil guy.
He's great, and I thought he was amazing in Breaking Bad.
Yep.
But then I see him in The Boys, I'm like, oh, it's the same basic guy.
Yep.
But instead of running a chicken place, he's
he's running a superhero place. Superhero place.
Yeah. And then now he's like some kind of Jedi. So it's like instead of running a chicken place, he's not a
Jedi. He just has that plasma sword.
Yeah, it's not even a saber.
No.
It's like that negative. Yeah, it looks awesome. There's a new toy while doing toy hunts. There's another plug. Fuck. There's a very cool toy that has that black saber, and it's only like $20 or something. So if you find it, man, it's
one of the characters in Rebels, I think, had the sword. That's where it first got introduced.
Yeah, one of the wasn't it one of the sister or forgot what they were called.
No, I don't think it was.
Yeah,
he has to take a look behind him to see the reference.
I have my Rebel figures right down there, so I don't have that one though. I know what you're talking about.
Whitaker's character down there.
No, I don't. But I did. No.
The dark saber. Here we go.
The dark saber. Yeah. It was. Who had that in?
It was one of them. Oh, pause you.
Inquisitors.
Was the Inquisitors guy?
I thought it was one of the, because there was three different. There was a chick. There was a big dude. There was a few different Inquisitors, and I was thinking it was one of them had it. One of them that had it. I could be wrong.
I'm looking for it. I mean, I haven't. I thought. Oh, there it is. The one Sabine. Saying this wrong. I know.
Sabine Wren.
Yeah, she welded the dark saber in Rebels.
Oh, did she?
There are talks of her character maybe showing up this season 2 in season 2.
She doesn't see Rosario Dawson as that fucking whatever the
Shoko or whatever her name is.
Oh, you know what? No, her character, she comes with her 2 guns. I'm not going to hold up the figure. I know that's not cool. But,
you could send me the photo of it. That always helps.
You know what?
This is why our listeners that know
photography.
This is what I have to deal with in a group chat, because back and forth they'll send fucking pictures of action, pops and action figures, and I'm just sitting there I don't know what to add to this, so I'm just gonna ignore.
You didn't be like, oh cool, that Thanos with the Punisher outfit where he was raised by Thanos or raised by.
Yeah, I never replied to you. I'm sorry, Doc.
Oh.
I saw that just a little bit ago, but I was out.
Yeah, it's based upon the Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Cosmic Ghost Rider,
which is Frank Castle, where he kidnaps Thanos to kill him, baby Thanos, and then decides to raise him because he doesn't feel right of murdering a child. and then Thanos kind of becomes the new
Right.
Frank Castle Punisher.
Yes.
This is my hell, folks. I just want you to see that little interaction. Was
No,
my
no,
hell.
it's much worse on our Frackin' Nerds Messenger at like midnight when all I see is bleep 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 bleep. And they're like, do you watch this show? I don't know if that's that's a really apparent. And I was like, I have no clue what these nerds are talking about, but I think somebody watched an animated show, and it's just
It was Baki, you idiot.
I don't know what that is. Is that a game? Is Baki a game?
Anime?
No, it's the MMA anime. But like Kennedy was
MMA.
like, "Oh, Baki like is out." Like, how many times did they say his name? And we're just like, "Yeah, it's Baki, bro. Just like stop." Like nobody.
See, yeah, that was just gibberish at midnight. I'm just like, I gotta mute you guys, and
Yeah,
then I turn it on when I get up, and I see like they're still going about it. I was just like, there's gonna be a
That's
lot.
how
Of,
I. That's how I felt on. That's how I felt on the Back Row Hecklers group chat where you guys are talking independent wrestling or wrestling in general. I'm just like, fuck this, and I'll go to sleep. I'll wake up and be like 57 messages. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
no, we get.
But it's okay. You know what? I don't mind because every now and then I'll look in. I'll be like, oh, I could actually chime in on this.
Yeah.
But Joshua, you like Pops. You like Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you see, you can get into it. Now
What
maybe
are
you
you
don't
doing
get
there?
into it. You
Like,
know.
what are you doing there? I heard that little yeah. Fucking idiot.
Well, if you guys didn't know that the Animaniacs are coming back, there's actually a trailer for the new season. I think it's starting in November. Now, Tiny Toons is
Nice.
going to be coming, called Tiny Toons Loonversity. The Toons are they're in college,
No.
so
Didn't they?
They don't know fucking
oh,
ideas. They were in high
what was
school.
it called? Acme University is what they used to go to.
yes,
Yeah.
I think they're in
Wasn't that
college
always-
now.
That was- No, that Loonversity is the college.
Yeah.
Acme University was just their fucking
that was
pre-university
the school they went to.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. That was junior college.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be coming to HBO Max compared to Animaniacs, which is coming to Hulu. So more content.
All the same voices?
I think so. Animaniacs got all
Nice.
their same voices back. So
Good.
You see all these people and how old they got. It's just like, oh, Jesus Christ.
I know.
I didn't know what they looked like back in the 90s.
No, it's like you see, like they show them and you just see like the gray old balding guy, like, yeah, I'm Yakko.
The weirdest.
And that was pretty good,
The
Josh.
weirdest that is for seeing somebody age is when you're like, oh, this comedian that I heard on like the Bob and Tom show is going to be down the
Bob and
street.
Tom.
And then you go and you see this poster of a guy in his 20s or 30s, and you walk down, you get in your seat, and this 80-year-old man with a beard down to his dick, and you're like, who the fuck is this? And then he's like, Toast!
Haywood Banks.
Yeah, when I saw Haywood Banks, I was like, who the hell is this old man?
He looked old back in the 90s.
I know.
I can imagine now. Because he had like long gray, like
Yeah.
white hair then. I remember seeing a picture of him like, holy shit, Haywood Banks isn't going to make it very much longer. So if he's, oh my God.
Like
That
when
was
I
30
met
years
when I
ago.
met Gallagher like 10 years ago, and I was just like, this guy's old now. Like,
Yeah, that's what happens.
I know you get
People
old,
get old.
but they use the advertisement of the picture from like 1992.
It's just weird. Like it's like when you see like the pictures of the people who do The Simpsons, you're like, holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Like the only one who
Yeah.
hasn't aged is the one that does the voice of Lisa. Everybody else is just. Ugh.
That chick, because she used to star in Herman's Head way back in the day. If you guys remember that show.
I remember Herman's Head.
Everybody remembers that show from the
And
fucking. It was on Channel 5.
Fox 5. You can watch it on Fox 5 there. Good one, Joshua. Yeah, that chick always kind of looked old. That Yardley Smith or whatever her name is.
What was the name of that fucking movie she did in the 80s where the girl was like a rebel and like I think Christian Slater was in it. She was a sister. The story of the rebel of something. Like it's no, it's not Heather's. It's like
I
an
know,
80s
I know.
I think Doc knows what it is.
I'm
It's
looking
an
it up
80s
right
film.
now.
The Legend of something, where because like the girl like beat up a guy who tried to rape her, and he said she robbed him.
That sounds
And it-
Oh
Yeah,
no.
it was like a pop culture 80 movie. So
Let's see. I
Legend.
don't know.
Dude, that
It's-
does sound familiar.
she's like a teenager in the movie because I remember she has her period.
There's 3 o'clock high, but she's a cheerleader in that one. She was on Mama's Family. The Recovery Room, you think it was?
No, keep going.
Oh, there's an after-school special. Mom's on strike. She was Jenny. I think that was it.
No.
Okay, well, wonderful discussion. C-Class,
I'll find it, right?
This is what I miss out on when he's not here.
The Legend of Billie Jean.
Oh, Legend of Billie Jean?
Yeah, I remember that. She was in that?
Yeah, she was the sister or something. And, like, it was a weird because she catches her period for the first time in the movie. And they're like, oh, my God, you're becoming a woman. And she's a teenager in that movie. And I was like, oh, that's the voice of Lisa Simpson.
All right, good side note.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah, anybody that tweets, just so you know, if you listen to the show or watch on YouTube, if you retweet Joshua, he will talk about you for days on end.
What are you talking about? Who retweeted?
Didn't Lisa Simpson retweet you or something like that?
No, she just looked at my story and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Did she really? You guys are friends on Instagram?
No, Bart, the woman who does Nancy Cartwright, who does the voice of
Oh,
Bart
yeah,
Simpson,
Nancy Cartwright,
right?
that's it, yeah.
And I was just like, oh, shit, Bart Simpson, someone I grew up watching, just randomly went on my fucking story and just looked at one of my... So I was like, oh, my God, check it out, fucking Bart Simpson. I'm jumping for joy, you know?
Hey,
like
relax, Joshua. Don't have a cow.
Good one. Just like when I met Batman, and he was so nice and cool, and he retweeted me.
Yeah, he did.
And I didn't have to pay $40.
No. He was like, thank you. I'll take $40 from you. What's your name? Okay, here you go.
That's pretty good.
But then I go.
Like the
I know, very, very, very Kevin Conroy. But then I walk over to like the guy who does Master Shake, and I spend like 20 minutes with the guy. It's
I'm Master Shake.
yeah, that guy Dana Snyder. Like, if you ever get to meet him, he's like, when I talk about people that are extremely cool at cons, he is very cool. Like, he will spend time. He learns everybody he meets name, and so if he sees you, he'll actually call you by your name. Like, he takes the time. Like, I went and watched his podcast at like SuperCon or something like that. And everybody that went and saw him, he was like, "You're Jennifer, aren't you?" And she's like, "Yeah." And you're Mark, aren't you? And he knew everybody.
I remember
You're
you
Frank.
saying that. You know, I've gone to many cons and I've, bought art, prints and signatures and stuff like that from artists, but I've never I'm not one to kind of mark out for actors or anything like that. But at the Louisville con that just happened, well, a year ago, Brian O'Halloran was there, and I was like, I'm a big fan of Clerks, Kevin Smith movies, all that. Tell him Steve Dave, all that other stuff. And I actually I paid I think $20 to get a picture with him, and then he ended up having selling 8x10s and all this other shit. And because I had to tell him Steve Dave shirt on, dude, talk to me for 20 minutes, and there were other people coming at me. He was like, hey, just hang out here for a bit. Gave me an 8x10, so ended up just hooking it up. He was one of those guys that kind of like what you're talking, Doc. One of those people that is super cool, that it was didn't just get your money and on to the next. He's actually wanted to shoot the shit. And he was like, yeah, I make money off doing this stuff, but anytime I see guys that represent something that we love, not just a typical Clerks, but he complimented me right off the bat. He's like, hey, nice shirt, man. And I was like, oh man, talk TSD and all that. But he was one of those guys that if I ever see him at an event again, I'll do the exact same thing, and I will pay any time that I see him there just to support the guy, because he was such a fucking cool guy. Not only because I like him as an actor, as well,
I tell you, if you're a fan of writers and artists of comic books and you go to these cons, these guys will spend time with you. Greg Capullo, who's done major work, spent time with every single person that was coming through, and he wasn't even charging for autographs.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
You just, as long as you had 5 and they weren't in graded or anything like that, he would just sign them. He was talking to you. I think Robbie Rodriguez, the guy who created Spider-Gwen, we bought some art and stuff just for, and I had a pop, just bought the art just to say, hey, I'm gonna support you, but thank you.
Right.
And Donnie Cates was the same way. But yeah, a lot of these people are
years.
Do what?
Comic convention.
I know, it's kind of, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I was enjoying
Mark
going to.
Silvestri was that way.
Was he cool?
Dude, Mark Silvestri was amazing because I think I've told this story on here. They were doing. I went to go get an autograph from him, buy some prints and stuff like that.
Isn't that where you just walked into a random room or something like that?
Yeah, he was doing a Q&A. So I was almost late, and I was like, oh shit! It's like there was a note like, be back in an hour and a half. He's doing this Q&A at 4:30, and I looked and it was like 4:28, and I was like, fuck! So I'm like running through, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get a seat. I walked in there. 2 people were in there, and I was like, "Oh, this is weird." So I walked right into the front row, dude. It was like,
but because
like
that's
an
the thing
hour, we all
is,
just
these
conversated.
people that create these characters that you love don't get the love because some actor who played the part for 2.5 hours, you're gonna go pay Dave Bautista all that money, and he don't give a fuck about you.
Not me. I'm not doing that.
No, I ain't doing that either. I'll get Kevin.
And I feel like Dave's a gentle soul. So like on Twitter, he's always like shitting on Donald Trump and protecting dogs. So I think Dave would like spend time with people if he wanted to. So
He doesn't want to when he's at the cons. So,
Well,
all right.
Did somebody have a bad story? Do you want to like?
I was gonna say,
elaborate?
you probably know Batista.
I've worked with
anyone,
I've
right?
worked with Batista.
Exactly.
No, I met my interaction with Batista down at OVW. He was a nice guy and everything else, but you can tell at these cons he doesn't care. Now,
Was your interaction with him different than John Morrison's?
well, no. What do you mean with John Morrison? I didn't have any issues with.
Oh, he banged Melina, like while John Morrison was with her.
Yeah.
So I mean, okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah, like John Morrison wasn't like banging out bitches too. Like, come on.
Well, no, he was dating.
Sure.
He was dating Melina.
Yeah, but like I always when people bring that up, I'm like, you think John Morrison was just like, yeah, like Batista's banging my girl. Ooh,
Oh yeah,
you're
talking about that. Yeah,
yeah. Like
the best
I
part is
think that's
Booker T.
hilarious.
If you've never heard that story of,
that's awesome.
yes.
Which one?
Oh,
Booker T,
the
Batista story.
yes.
I didn't hear this one.
I thought we've talked about it on that old.
We might have.
Back
Okay, we
row
don't have to
hecklers.
revisit that.
Let's just say Booker T ain't that motherfucker to fuck with.
Yes.
Oh, I bet. Booker T, I heard him say once on like Tough Enough, he was like, don't mistake my kindness for weakness, because he's apparently one of the absolute nicest guys in pro wrestling. And I guess some people were like giving him shit, and like he was like, he's not one to be fucked with. So
Yeah, and Batista learned the hard way.
I have to look this story up.
Yeah, look it up and look at the pictures.
Oh shit. Okay.
Finally, in TV news, as we were talking about earlier, Shaquille O'Neal has got an animated TV show on the Cartoon Network, Cartoon Channel with a K. It's called Shaq's.
Whoa, that's
it looks weird. It's called Shaq's Garage, and it'll be a bunch of animated cars, kind of like the movie Cars, where they all have different unique abilities. Like some are super spies, some do language, some have music.
this is basically Cars.
Yes, exactly. Except it's all Shaquille O'Neal's cars. The lead vehicle is called the Big Diesel and will be voiced by Shaq. He said he's been fascinated with cars since he was a kid, and he's excited to bring the series to life with genius brands.
It's gonna be canceled with a K.
They plan to showcase the most amazing, tricked-out assortment of vehicles that can only be found in his garage. They will all have larger-than-life personalities, larger-than-life missions, and of course, larger-than-life sound systems. He says one of the cars is a vehicle missing a wheel, but she's as strong, fast, and smart as any other vehicle. So she's the handicapped one, is what Shaq is doing there.
Handicapped cars are gonna be like a car with, you know what a car with one wheel is? A fucking dead, a useless car.
It's a bad cycle.
Let's see, there's going to be a special show that touches every button: music, adventure, humor, and positive, prideful messaging for kids.
This is gonna get. You know what's gonna be funny? That show's probably gonna have the fucking general on it. When you need a great general.
It's set to premiere in early 2022 on the free digital Cartoon with a K channel.
This is gonna get canceled with a K. It's gonna go the Quibi route. You gotta wait 2022. That dude probably won't even fucking remember he signed up for this shit. He'll probably be doing another Adam Sandler movie.
Hello, little car with 3 wheels. I just want to say that you're very strong. Like you make a lot of noise when I hear you go jig.
Can you dig it?
Fushnickens. Microsoft clarifies which game will work on the Xbox Series S and X on day one. So
All of them.
Yeah, unlike PlayStation, pretty much everything but the Kinect is going to work. Anything on Xbox 360, Xbox One games will all be playable on the new series. So
that was a waste of money. I bought the Kinect, and I think
I have it too. It's sitting somewhere.
Like, I bought both of them for the camera for the 4. I think I used the camera for the PlayStation 4 like 2 times. And the Kinect, I didn't even fucking use. Like, what a waste of money that was.
Well, the good thing is if you've got the PlayStation VR, they're going to be giving away free camera adapters for the PS5.
Nobody bought PlayStation VR.
I don't think there is, yeah.
Nobody. I think like maybe one person I know bought that and it was like, I regret buying this piece of shit.
Well, I mean, you're wired. The games are not playing on what a powerful PC would have been. You're either using a controller or these little weird Sony
ball thingies.
Yes. And then I recently bought the Oculus Quest 2. Oh, it's amazing.
And I'm fishing. I love fishing.
I saw that on your Instagram page, Doc.
There is a kind of a battle royale game. I've only got to play one, and we just got murdered right at the beginning. But everything else is it's fun. Very addictive. If you've not got those, but yeah, I was always thinking about getting the Sony one, but I was just like, what they're charging and what they're offering is just not good. Not good at all.
No. Fuck that.
No. Well, that will bring the show to a close. First of all, let's see. Joshua, what'd you learn this week?
I learned this week that when I tweet random gifs of licking lips, it bothers Doc Martin.
It is so random. They just pop up every 2 or 3 days. I feel like there's a meaning behind them, but
it is.
I don't know what the meaning is, so I'm just going to comment every time I see it with a new comment.
Keep it going.
I will. It entertains me. Class, what'd you learn this week?
I learned that if you are a backyard wrestler and you're on the second rope, don't jump and spin and try to land on both feet because that won't end well.
You know, I was given an update about that, and he's probably going to get his legs amputated.
Oh, my God. It went that bad?
Leg amputated. Have you seen this, Doc?
No. When I heard what the video was, I was like, I'm good. I don't have to watch this.
I'll send it to you.
I'm good. I'm good.
One leg, but it's both legs.
Oh, it's both.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you, because you wrestled and stuff like that, do you think that was because he didn't bend his legs, or that was the ring's fault? Or was it a combination of both?
I couldn't tell. Like, the ring looked like it was that high off the ground, and it just looked solid as rock. So it looked like there's no give.
Oh.
Plus, this dude spins very top heavy and very skinny legs. So it's when he lands, his legs looks like he hyperextended both knees, and I guess there was some kind of fracture. But apparently he's already had 3 surgeries.
Yep.
The guy has set up a GoFundMe. And from what I hear, Chris
200,000.
Jericho, dude, he's had 3 surgeries, 1 to go, and they're hoping they don't have to amputate 1 or both of his legs. Poor guy.
What kind? Because you're a fucking nurse. Like, what type of break would cause that? Where they're like, listen, we gotta fucking cut it off, or you're gonna die. Like,
well, depending on when you have big bone breaks, that could easily lead to infection. Very quick. That could cause blood clots. There's a lot. Look at the Teddy Bridgewater injury. Whenever he blew out his knee a few years back, he almost lost a leg.
We're not going to show any of these videos on the YouTube channel. So.
But because they were able to get to it soon enough, and he had
just put the part where he just gets on the fucking rope and try freeze it when he goes midair.
Stop right before he lands, because dude, he takes such an awkward. The body mechanics is so weird to look at.
He looked like one of the aliens from that movie with Charlie Sheen.
It was weird. It was like, the way what are some of the animals, their hind legs go like this. Dude, it was, he lands and his legs go back to the point where he smacks his face and then whiplash. And then he gets up and imagine the Sid Vicious leg break. twice
Oh,
at the same time. Oh, it was so
What's
bad.
the worst part is there's people there watching it, and I guess they thought it was part of the show. Even the fucking cameraman, he doesn't stop. Like, no one goes, "Oh my god!"
No.
I went, "Oh my god!" when it
Yeah.
was said to me. Nobody in that whole thing went, "Oh, no streak." They were so fucking drunk, or they just thought it was part of the
Yeah.
show.
And at the very end of it, you hear a guy go like, "Oh, Teddy broke his legs." Like, it's just like, it's, like, I don't get it. But the good thing is, like, in all honesty, everyone, like, it was a horrific injury, and poor guy apparently has like a kid, has like a fiance. Like, there's apparently a GoFundMe. Like, apparently, like the Jacksons have like sent some money. Chris Jericho apparently like donated $2,000 to it. Like, it just, you know, humanity. So it's like, yeah, hope the dude's well. But man,
Yeah,
it
these
looks
are these are
fucking
guys who make no money. Like these.
no,
indie
it's
wrestlers.
a
No,
bunch of buddies,
maybe
like,
$20.
dancing around, and they're not doing that. They're
Yeah.
doing a backyard show.
Oh yeah, they're making no money. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're doing
they're
it for
just
that.
From the Wolf Pack.
Yeah, that's what happens when you turn your back on the Wolfpack. So
Now,
But seriously, it was the fucked up thing, man.
at
It
the end of the match, did he kick out?
Nigga, there was no end of the match. It was the beginning. That
Oh.
entrance.
So he doesn't understand wrestling logic. You don't just start off with a big move because what else? But then he was smart. If you're going to start off with a big move, you break the legs. Nobody can top that for the rest of the event. So
I was like, Jesus Christ.
everyone was saying it's a work because the ref never threw up the X. So
But then
I don't know.
but that's the thing is the X now is a work because
Yeah, the X
everybody
is a work
knows what
now,
it
too.
is. Because
Yeah.
I mean, typically you don't throw the X; they're in their headsets. I doubt back row hecklers have headsets, but they will tap.
heckler.
They'll tap their hip or their knee. If you watch now, if you they won't throw up the X unless they're doing a gimmick thing. But
I
if
mean,
you
that
know
one dude
somebody's
fucking
hurt and you see them
NXT.
go in and then tap their knee, that means they're hurt.
He fucking yelled out a shriek, and everybody was like, "Shit, he's hurt." Like,
the ref that broke his leg.
no, there was like an NXT wrestler. He caught Biff Busick off a cross body outside the ring, and he landed on he shattered his ankle, and he just screamed out like "Ah!" And the wrestler like, and even the commentator's like, "Yeah, he's hurt." Like, go to camera 4, go to camera 4. So yeah.
I do want to also give a shout out and condolences to one of the greatest, a great wrestler, a great mind for the business. Tracy Smothers passed away today after a bout of cancer. And for those of you guys that may be watching or are fans of like Midwest, like IWA Mid South and things like that, you know, I from '96 on, like I was always a fan of like Tracy Smothers' like in ring work. Like from like Southern, what was it, the Young Pistols or whatever they were called, and it was he passed away today, and yeah, it was pretty sad, man. Sad news. He was had a chance to meet him a few times, and super duper cool guy. Very sad news.
And if you need more information about wrestling, Back Row Hecklers is your place to go for all that entertainment. Oh no, that's not okay.
Josh, I mean, deal with him. 'Cause that's not really a thing.
Yeah, well, when I get the fucking like the news that we're coming back, I'll fucking start plugging it.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say Joshua's your wrestling guy, so he's
He is my
in the know.
All right, so let's Joshua with you. You got your chin diaper on. How can they learn more about you?
Yeah, so like if you want to see me like tweet about sports and stuff and random things, you can follow me on Twitter at Green Eyed Bebop. And if you want to see me post pictures of random things, you can also follow me on Instagram at Green Eyed Bebop. So yeah.
And I just want to point out the chin diaper is a South Park reference, so that was number 3. Number 3.
Oh, save that third one for the end. Good job.
I
Todd.
did. Well, he put it on. It just reminded me of that. What they kept calling it. Class. I know you've got now a lot more to talk about. So how can they get in touch with you and some of the stuff that you are working on?
We're just gonna stick because I don't accept anyone on my personal stuff on Instagram, so we're gonna keep it like this. Go on YouTube and follow Craven the Toy Hunt. That is you follow watch my weekly shows on there. I'm up to episode 3. Been putting a lot of work into it, and hope you guys have been enjoying it, taking a lot of criticism and a lot of critiquing. Hopefully pumping out the best content that I can because I have no kind of background when it comes to video editing. And on Instagram, follow Craven the Toy Hunt, or on Twitter, follow Craven Toy Hunt, because I'm limited to I couldn't put the in there. So and yeah, I'm trying to open it up to where it's if you guys want me to hunt for certain things or find certain things or any kind of creative criticism, shoot it my way, because I'm just having fun, a good time.
Yeah, I'm already sending my list of you got to find that Starscream. Actually, I'm gonna go try to hunt down those red. What are they called? Red.
Yeah, I have
the Transformers.
I have a whole set hidden at Walmart in Clarksville that I found earlier this week. I put out on Instagram. I put out a poll,
right?
Because I found all three, and I was like, which one should I get? And some people were saying one or the other, so on and so forth. But unanimously, everyone was saying all. So I went and I hit them all at a place in behind luggage. So I'm gonna go back Friday, Saturday, something like that. We'll see if it's still there, and
motherfucking security camera saw you do that and moved it.
They probably did. Either that, I should have put them inside luggage, so then when someone actually buys that luggage, they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
Sir, we need to talk to you for a second. Are these
I
your
didn't
mom?
know. Some old couple in their 70s. We were just trying to go to Florida. I don't know.
Well, if you need more information about Frackin' Nerds, as you can see, if you're watching it, we got the YouTube channel, so check it out. Hopefully we can start working on some more videos. I'm actually jealous of Class, but I don't have the money to go out there and buy figures or room. As you can see, as my wall is filled with pops and everything else, and I don't have a basement to put most of these stuff out. So you can follow us on Instagram. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. And if you need to, if you need the podcast, pretty much any podcast, you can find us. Spotify, Google, Apple. We're everywhere. We make no money, but we're everywhere. And then
I'll buy you a toy, Doc.
What's
on
that?
On my next hunt, I don't mean to interrupt you. I started hunting a little bit today, just looking around here and there, and I'm gonna hit up some places Friday and Saturday. I'll buy you a toy, Doc.
Oh, cool. I think we need to go out to the one that's over by over in Hillview. Maybe it's like an antique. Maybe when you're off and I'm off, we'll run over there and just show what's there. And then finally, if you want to find me on Twitter, Doc_Martin, as I follow. Yes, we're wrapping it up. You can just go anytime, Joshua. It's fine. You're masked up. So goodbye, Joshua. It's good seeing you. So, there's Joshua leads the show for Chris Class all the way over the Indiana side. Joshua on the East Coast. This is Doc Martin saying, have a fracking good week.